We have one final presentation speaker today, and her name is Sarah Byrd. And she graduated in 2006 with a BA in Religious Studies and Contemplative, I love that, Contemplative Psychology. She's the host of the Charming Dharma podcast. She is the producer of Basic Goodness magazine. And you can find her podcast and magazine at hellolovelylife.com. Her talk is called The Courage to be Vulnerable, Sacred Feminine Meets Sacred Masculine. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm here today to talk about how my experience at Naropa transformed me and allowed me to go on and transform the world. So we all have qualities of masculinity and femininity within us. There's nobody who doesn't have some experience of both. And you can think of masculinity and femininity as being on a spectrum. On one end of the spectrum, it is in its neurotic form. And in this form, it can be harmful, it can be toxic, it can be disempowering. On the other end of the spectrum, both femininity and masculinity take on their wisdom form. And this is what I'm calling sacred feminine and sacred masculine. These forms are helpful, empowering, beautiful, loving. All right, so let's take a look at what each one looks like a little bit. So in toxic femininity or neurotic femininity, it's this feeling of being weak, being victim, being broken, or even sometimes being catty. Toxic masculinity is about having power over someone else, not empowering them, but having power over them. It can take its form in violence, aggression, harm. On the wisdom end of the spectrum, femininity looks like the ability to be vulnerable, the ability to be present, to sit with your own experience authentically. Sacred and wisdom masculinity is about being courageous and fearless, being willing to stand in the face of challenges and still move forward. When I came to Naropa at 19 in 2006, I was very guarded. My vulnerability, my pain was so unsafe for me from the traumas and experiences I had had in childhood that I was guarded. I had my walls up. When I studied at Naropa, what I learned was mindfulness, how to be present with my own experience, how to get in touch with what Chogyam Trungpa calls the tender heart. We had a speaker earlier who talked about this inherent basic goodness. It's this inherent presence that we have. And when we're guarded and we're scared, then we're not in touch with it. All we're doing is avoiding going there, avoiding being present with our own experience. When I practiced mindfulness, I learned that when you turn your attention inward, it is all you. There's nobody else there. In meditation and mindfulness and contemplative practices, it's all you. And so you get an opportunity to get really deeply in touch with your own experience. And when I was studying this and learning this, these walls started to loosen their grip on me. The barriers to my own experience started to soften and fade away. And I finally learned to be present, even with my pain, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it hurts. And the beauty of this is that you then get to experience the brilliance, this crazy wisdom that's inherent within all of us. So after my Naropa journey, I went on, and through a series of events, I decided to start the Entrepreneurial Journey. And if any of you in here are entrepreneurs, you know that it is an opportunity for you to turn yourself inside out and create a business that is a direct reflection of who you are. Starting a business is not for the faint of heart. It is not for those who are afraid of their own experience, because it is a mirror facing back at you. And as I went into the world and created this business, I, of course, as most early businesses do, experienced failure. Really bad failure, lots of it. And in that moment, I mean, I'm talking bad financial decisions, risky business decisions. I slept in my car for a while. I was borderline homeless, if you will, staying at friends' couches for extended periods of time, all trying to get something that wasn't quite right, wasn't quite working. And in this moment, I had a choice. I could choose to revert back to those guarded ways because it was real painful. I had the choice to say, you know what, the world is against me. Right? This is both the victimhood of neurotic femininity and the aggression of neurotic masculinity. But I also had the choice to step over and be present with the vulnerability of my own pain, to sit with and be present and maintain a tenderness of the heart and keep moving forward and persevering. Now, I ended up letting a few of my businesses go by the wayside, and now I have some businesses. She mentioned them earlier, Elizabeth. I have a podcast and a magazine, and these businesses are thriving. And they're thriving because, not because they're not challenging, again, as any business owner knows, not because I don't face challenges and I don't have experiences or setbacks or even failures. But it's because I choose to stay tender in those moments. I've gotten in touch with my tender heart, and I don't need these barriers. And you're not able to move forward and confront the pain of your own failures without courage. So if you are able to integrate the courage of masculinity inherent within you, and the vulnerability and the ability to be present with your own experience, even when it sucks, even when it hurts and it's painful. If you're able to integrate the courage of vulnerability, you are fearless in the face of failures. You are fearless in the face of challenges, setbacks, criticism, judgment, and sometimes failures, setbacks, criticism, judgment comes from within. So there's a part of you that you get to be present with, this self-critic. So I want to ask you to think about something in your life that you have held really dear in your heart, something that you've always wanted to do, something that has sparked your inner light, something that you've also been afraid of moving forward with because you were afraid of failing. It's something that if you pursued this and you failed, it would devastate you. It's that scared part of you. You've held it close. And so you've put up these barriers so that you didn't fail and you didn't lose it. Think of that thing, that passion. And even when you may risk everything, find that courage within you to move forward anyway. Find that courage within you to be present. Practice mindfulness, practice stillness, and allow that to cultivate a tenderness and courage to move forward with your goals and with your dreams and your passions. Because the world is waiting for you to take action on your light, to take action on your passion and what sparks you. So ask yourself today, what is that one thing that I haven't taken action on because I'm scared and I'm vulnerable and I'm protective? And what can I do to start to soften that grip of fear and move into the face of any challenge that comes along with courage and with fearlessness, and stay tender with your passions? Thank you.